Once upon a time, in a fog-shrouded coastal town, there lived a mad doctor whose name sent shivers down the spines of the villagers. Dr. Henry Monroe was known for his sinister experiments and unsettling demeanor. Rumors spread like wildfire about his dreadful laboratory hidden deep within the cliffs, where he conducted gruesome tests on both the living and the dead. One stormy night, a group of friends, Jack, Emily, and Mike, decided to explore the eerie mysteries of the town. They had heard the haunting tales of the mad doctor and his missing boat, the Nightshade, which was said to have vanished without a trace, taking with it all who dared to board. As they made their way through the labyrinth of cliffs, rain pelting down upon them, they stumbled upon an old, decrepit shack that reeked of death and decay. The ominous structure stood like a sentinel guarding the doctor's secrets. Filled with anxiety, they cautiously entered, their flashlights flickering in the darkness. Rats scurried away, and the air was thick with dust and the stench of something unspeakable. Despite the fear gnawing at their souls, the friends pressed on, curiosity guiding their trembling steps. Deep within the shadows, they discovered a hidden passage leading to Dr. Monroe's forbidden laboratory. The sight that greeted them inside was a nightmare brought to life. Shelves lined with grotesque jars filled with deformed specimens, disfigured body parts, and strange concoctions that defied all reason. But the most chilling sight was a map hanging on the wall, a map of the ocean, marked with the locations of various missing boats, including the Nightshade. Their anxiety surged as they realized the truth: Dr. Monroe was not just a mad doctor, but a sinister puppeteer orchestrating the disappearances himself. As they tried to make sense of the horror before them, a cold voice echoed through the chamber. "Welcome, my guests," said Dr. Monroe, emerging from the shadows. His eyes were like shards of ice, devoid of all humanity. "You've discovered my little secret, haven't you?" Paralyzed by fear, the friends could only watch as the mad doctor revealed his twisted plan. He had been luring unsuspecting sailors to his laboratory, using them as subjects for his vile experiments. Through dark rituals and macabre surgery, he sought to create an army of mindless minions to fulfill his every wicked desire. Before their eyes, he summoned his creations, grotesque creatures born from the amalgamation of human flesh and dark magic. Emily stifled a scream as she recognized the lifeless eyes of the missing sailors staring back at her. In a last desperate attempt to escape, Jack, Emily, and Mike turned and ran. The mad doctor's deranged laughter echoed behind them, accompanied by the relentless pounding of footsteps. Panic filled their hearts as they raced through the maze-like corridors of the laboratory, the walls closing in on them like a living nightmare. Just as hope seemed lost, they stumbled upon a hidden passage leading to a cavern overlooking the ocean. Desperate to survive, they climbed aboard a rickety boat that sat waiting. As they pushed away from the shore, the sea roared with fury, and the silhouette of the sinister doctor grew smaller in the distance. Exhausted and terrified, they sailed on, praying that they were finally free from Dr. Monroe's clutches. But just as the dawn began to break, a chilling realization struck them like a bolt of lightning: their boat was the infamous, the Nightshade, the very vessel that had vanished without a trace. With trembling hands, they searched for any sign of the mad doctor, but he was nowhere to be found. The horrifying truth dawned on them: they had become part of the legend. They were trapped on the boat, condemned to sail the waters forever, while Dr. Monroe's grotesque experiments lived on. And so, the tale of the mad doctor and his missing boat became a terrifying legend, whispered among the villagers for generations to come. Dr. Monroe's malevolent presence remained, haunting the coastal town and leaving all who heard the story with chills down their spines. For some mysteries are not meant to be solved, and some horrors cannot be escaped. The nightmare of the Nightshade and its mad captain would forever echo in the minds of those who dared to listen.